Man, Skip Bayless, you tried to get me to replace a 74 Nova with a 75 Gran Torino. I mean, damn. I mean, can I really upgrade? Let's look at Wentz. Wentz led Philly to 2 division titles, 2017, 2019. In 2017, Skip, he was 11-2 before he got injured. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. In 2019, he was 9-7. He had 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Last year, his numbers weren't bad. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a little over 3,500 yards passing. Jalen Hurts, last year, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He had 11 fewer touchdowns, 2 more interceptions. He became only the second quarterback in the last 40 years to make a 10% completion jump between year 1 and year 2. But here's the thing. He went from 51% to 61%. 61% is not good. You do realize that, right, Skip? 61 is not good. So the question, his 61% accuracy was 26 out of 31 quarterbacks ahead of yo guy Baker Mayfield, Mr. Progressive himself, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson. Can I interest you in any of those guys? So the question I have to ask you, do you want to be a 500 ball club or do you want to win a Super Bowl? So even I say that, Skip, I still believe Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts.
You do.
Is he a better leader? Will he get more out of the team? But I believe you're only going to go so far with either one. And so the question is, Skip, I mean, it really comes down to what guy do you want in your locker room? I would want Jalen Hurts because I know Jalen Hurts is a better leader than Carson Wentz. But I believe Carson Wentz is a better football player.
Which team made the playoffs last year? I think the Eagles did. The Colts did not. Well, they made it, right?
That ain't saying nothing.
And I told you from day one last year, the team I feared the most in the NFC least was Jalen Hurts.
Man, y'all got to break. Did you see what Dallas did to them the last game of the season?
They played the practice squad. Seriously.
Well, hell, if I didn't know, but there were some games they played, I thought the regulars were the practice squad.
As you know, I love me some Jalen Hurts, and I will take Jalen Hurts any day or any night over Carson Wentz, and I will beat Carson Wentz with Jalen Hurts because this is the classic clash of intangibles versus tangibles.
Right.
I give you all the tangibles for walk it to him, or at least bounce it to him, Wentz.
You've been waiting 5 years to get that in.
6 feet 5 inches tall, 240 pounds, cannon of an arm. And when you least need it to happen, he'll hand it to you, or he'll bounce it to a receiver, or he'll throw it to you on defense.
Yes.
Because he will try to throw every pass through a brick wall, even the ones for 5-yard swings to his backs. He'll throw it right through their hands because he throws rockets no matter what. And his accuracy will come and it will go.
But he's still more accurate than Jalen Hurts.
I question that in key moments because all I know about Jalen Hurts is he will make plays at key moments. I've said this from the start. Jalen is Tebow-esque, but he's better than Tim Tebow ever was because he's a little better thrower of the football than Tim, and he's an even better leader than Tim was because Tim wasn't always beloved in the locker room.
Right.
People just sort of fed off his energy, his just his charisma, his magic, whatever it was. It was Tebow magic. Jalen doesn't have that, but he has a locker room that loves him and will go to war with him. He is the leader in the weight room. He is the leader in the locker room. He's the leader in the huddle. He's the leader at the club after the game. He is the leader of this team. Yeah. This team, you talked about, you got to have somebody you'll go to hell with for, and then if he wants to go back to hell, you'll go back again.
Yes.
Tell us what time to be there and we'll be there.
Yes.
That's Jalen Hurts.
No question.
Okay. So he led a team that's about half as good as it was in 2017. He did get them into the playoffs this year because that's what he does. And he can beat you with his arm or his legs because he ran for 10 touchdowns. That's not few. That's a lot. Yeah. He ran for 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
He averaged 52 yards rushing per game. That's not to be sneezed at. And I got you. 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I can't stat you with Jalen. I can only do one loss.
Right.
Wins, losses.
Right.
That's all that matters in the end. And I believe he will lead this team. It wouldn't shock me because I'm so down on my team right now. I just may pick the Eagles to win this division
Eagles ain't
next
winning
year.
nothing.
I just might.
But hold on, Skip. You said Jalen Hurts won 9 games. Carson Wentz won 9 games. It just happened he was in a more stacked conference.
And the last 2 games, as we just talked about, Las Vegas, he throws for 148 and has a QBR of 28. At Jacksonville, he throws for 185. He loses a fumble. He gets sacked 6 times. He has a QBR of 4. You had 2 big moment games that you have to win. Those are the kind of games Jalen Hurts will always win.
Skip, your guy averaged 1 touchdown a game. The guy's completing 60%.
Can't do stats.
The guy completing 60%. But Skip, so basically you'd rather be a 500 team with Jalen Hurts as opposed to a 500 team with Carson Wentz. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I just told you the bottom line was the Eagles made the playoffs and the Colts did not. The Colts were 5 times better than the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll
right?
give you that.
Yes.
Carson Wentz has won 2 division titles. Mm-hmm. How many has Jalen Hurts won? So he better win. He better get on the ball.
Okay. How did he win 2 division titles? Well,
I don't know how he did it. He did it.
okay. That team was loaded because it was on the way to winning the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Nick Foles went up a whole level with that team because that team loved Nick Foles in ways it didn't love Carson Wentz.
might have did that to Tom Brady. He might have put pain on Tom.
He would not. I told you from the start. They wouldn't have won the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. He would have unraveled right before your very eyes in the Super Bowl. But the point is that the Eagles won the 2nd division title by default because Dak fell on his face.
Well, you got to the playoffs by default.
Okay, we're 3-0, and he's setting passing records, remember, in 2019? Mm-hmm. And from that point on, my quarterback, as he engaged in contractual impasse with Jerry Jones, betting on himself, says that Dak, he's got guts.
Won too.
Betting on himself. He went 5-8 down the stretch.
And
had in the game of the year with all the marbles on the table, he misses Tavon Austin with a throw that could have tied the game. You'd have to go for 2, obviously,
right.
but you had a shot.
Dak bet on himself. You can bet on yourself. You can gamble on yourself.
Okay. Well, he bet on himself, and he ultimately won.
Yeah, big.
Because he went 5-8, and then he opens the next year, 2020, the pandemic year. He opens 1-3. So in those games, he was 6-11. So he's 6-11 in his last 17 starts, and then he got paid $75 million. Way to go, Dak.
Yep.
I mean, that's almost like Aaron Rodgers-esque, right?
Hey, don't do that.
You can't lose for winning, right?
Don't do that. He's not Aaron Rodgers.
Well, my point is that Jalen Hurts is a force. He's an intangible force in this division, and I got to see what happens with the free agency.
You play in the sorry division
and again,
in football.
Okay, look, it's just like Tebow. If Deshaun does get cleared somehow, I don't know what's going to happen to him. Grand jury's tomorrow,
right? Tomorrow,
okay.
Yeah.
But if he got cleared and he became available and the Eagles could land Deshaun Watson, I'd say go for it because I give you that. Deshaun is better than Jalen.
Right.
Deshaun's a top 3 quarterback. Last we saw him, I hope he still is for his sake at this point.
I think he led the league in passing yards last year.
So in his last stint in this league, he was a top 3 quarterback. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like Peyton replaced Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow won the division and won a home playoff game. And I said, oh, you got Peyton Manning. Well, go.
And he's only what? He's 25, he's 26 years, 26 years of age, Deshaun.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
I
get that.
If you can do that, go for it.
Skip. But you know you're not going nowhere with Jalen Hurts.
Okay, where are you going with Carson Wentz?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
So
you're going somewhere. You went to the playoffs with Jalen Hurts because that team
and you didn't have any chance. Did you see what Tampa did? Toy with you. Well, Tom Brady with one hand behind his back was throwing passes.
He's the GOAT. That's what he does.
And then the next week, Matthew Stafford got a hold of him and made him retire.
Did he really?
Matthew Stafford made him retire, made him hang him up.
Yeah, after Brady scored 24 consecutive second-half points to tie the score.
And then what, Matthew Stafford? He said, I'm the new. Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Brady now.
Cooper bleeping.
No, Cooper.
But you brought up Deshaun Watson, and I'm very curious to see if we see him in uniform next season because that could really change the league.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.